Good morning, students, and welcome to today's online class. Students, we are going to continue with our sixth chapter in civics, that is Directive Principles of State Policy and Fundamental Duties, Part 2. In the last chapter, we have learned about rights, fundamental rights, that is right to equality, right to liberty, right against exploitation, and so on. So all these were the fundamental rights. Today in this lecture we are going to study about fundamental duties. Okay, so let's see all these fundamental duties one by one in detail. So everyone, come to page number 84 of your textbook. Fundamental duties were included in the Constitution. The fundamental duties of the Indian citizens are as follows. Now children, I will read all the duties first. First one, to abide by the Constitution and respect the national flag and the national anthem. Second, to cherish and follow the noble ideals. Cherish means love, which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Next, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. Next duty, to defend the country and to render national service which called upon to do so. Next duty, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood, transcending diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, respect for the women. Next one, to value and preserve the rich heritage of a composite culture, to protect and improve the national environment and have to compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Abjure means not follow. Okay. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Next one, every citizen of India who is a parent or guardian should provide opportunities of education to his or her child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. Now see children, I will going to explain you all these duties one by one with the help of the images. Let's see the first one. Here you can see children, we should respect the national flag. First of all, tell me, what is the name of our national flag? Yes, anyone? Yes, the name of our national flag is Tiranga. So, it is a duty of all citizens to respect our national flag and national anthem. Children, you might know that whenever national anthem is played, we all stand straight, right? So this is our respect for our national anthem. So, as a citizen of India, it is our duty to respect our national anthem and national flag. Then, in next slide, you might have seen that many people have sacrificed their life to make India free. So, we all have to respect those people. They have struggled for a long time. For example, our freedom fighters, soldiers. So, it is our fundamental duty to respect those people. Okay? Then see the next one. To support the decision and protect the sovereignty. Sovereignty means power. The nation has the power to control its own government and unity. We all should unite it and be honest towards each other, towards a country, and we should protect all these things. Okay. Then next duty. We have to protect our country, and whenever it is called, we have to ready to protect our nation, right? Then next one. Everyone know how to protect and preserve the environment. Yes, children, all citizens know that how to protect and preserve the environment. We must look after all the living creatures. Living creatures include human beings and animals. So, we should be very careful and take care and preserve and protect all this natural environment and living creatures of our nation, because it is a fundamental duty. Then see the next slide. We must develop children our scientific attitude towards each other. Now look after each and every woman children. What is the scientific reason behind it? For example, if rain is falling, right? So there is a reason behind the rainfall, right? If rain is falling, there must be some reason behind it. So, as a human being, you must get a priority. You should be for the person or a human. You must be curious for everything, for the different things, right? Whenever we see something new, children, we get very curious, right? So it is a human being scientific attitude or a scientific nature. So we all should develop our scientific attitude towards each other, because it is a humanism. Now see the next one. We should not follow or accept the violence. Look at this picture over here. That person, he's throwing some stones on the bus. So we should not follow or accept the violence, and to safeguard public property. Whatever public property is there, children, we should use it carefully, right? Because, for example, transportation system. Transportation system means buses are there. So, these buses does not belong to anyone. Is these buses belong to anyone, children? Can you tell me? No, these buses does not belong to anyone, any one person. It is available for all citizens. because it is a public property. So, we must take care of public property. Instead of damaging those properties, creating violence, we should not follow all those things. We should not accept the violence and we should protect the public property. Then see the next slide, children. It is very important one. It is a fundamental right of every child. Right? What is that right? Can you tell me? Yes. Education is the fundamental right for each and every child of a country. And it is our duty. Okay? It is a right of children to get education as the fundamental right. It is the duty of a parents, every citizen of India who is a parent or a guardian should provide opportunity of education to his her child at the age group of 6 to 14 years of age, and it is compulsory and it is a fundamental right and duty of parents. What? Yes, that their child should get compulsory education at the age of 6 to 14 years of age. It is a duty of parents, it is a duty of every guardian that each and every child should get the fundamental duty, should get the education as the fundamental rights. Right? So children, here some activity has been given to you in your test book. Page number 85. So in that activity, you have to tell which fundamental duties are not being followed here, which we have seen now. Can you see the first picture, children? In that first picture, you have seen a boy scribbling on a historical structure. What he is doing? He is scribbling on a historical structure. So, can you tell me which fundamental duty is not followed here? Yes, right. Here, the boy is scribbling on a historical structure. So, we should preserve the rich heritage. It is a duty. We have to not scribble, we should not harm our historical monuments or structure. So, we should preserve our rich heritage. So, यहाँ पे ये duty follow नहीं हो रही है because that boy is scribbling on a historical structure. Okay? Now see the next one. In next picture, you can see hanging lemon and chilies, right? Can you see? Children, have you seen all this type of hanging lemons and chilies in front of a door? Have you seen? Door पे ये lemon और chilies लगाते हैं. Have you seen that? So here, which fundamental duties are not followed? Yes. Here, the people are not following the fundamental duties. But which one? I have told you that some scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. Each and every person have different scientific attitude and there should be a reason behind it. So here this fundamental duty, scientific temper, humanism, this one is not followed over here because person are hanging lemon and chilies on the door. Children, we should not follow all those things because this is all superstitious, right? We are living in 21st century, the world of technology. So, in spite of doing all those things, we should believe on the each other, right? We should not follow all those things because this is all superstitious thing, right? Now see the third one, damaging a public purse. Yes, what these people are doing, they are damaging the public property. So here, which fundamental duty is not followed by the people? To safeguard public property and to not follow violence, right? Abjure violence. So here the people are not following this duty. You can see people are damaging public purses, right? So here they are not following the public property. They are damaging the public property. Okay. So this is a activity. So here children, we have seen all the fundamental duties of Indian citizen. Now let's see the conclusion of this chapter. Children, at the beginning of the civics section, when we have started the first chapter, we have learned about the Indian Constitution, right? Then we have also learned about the rights of an Indian citizen, which are given by the Constitution. Now today we have also understood about the directive principles of state policy and the fundamental duties of Indian citizen, right? So here children, we have completed the civics section and the civics portion as well. Now children, let's discuss some question answers of this chapter. First one, say right or wrong with reason, correct the write down the correction. First one, not to let the national flag fall down on the ground. Children, it is right or wrong? Yes, it is right. It is a fundamental duty to respect the national flag. Second one, to stand in attention while the national anthem is playing. This is also right statement. It is a fundamental duty to respect our national anthem. Third one, to carve or paint our names on the walls of a historic place like a fort. It is right? No. Wrong statement. It is our fundamental duty to value and preserve the rich heritage of a composite culture. Now children, let's see the next question. List the restrictions on the powers of the government. Answer. Restrictions upon the powers of the government are listed below. State should not discriminate between and among citizens on the basis of caste, religion, race, language, or gender. State shall not deny anybody equality before the law and equal protection of the law. No person shall be deprived of his life. State shall not impose any religious taxes. We have seen the restriction which are put by the government, right? In that we have seen that the state should not distinguish citizens on the basis of their caste, on the basis of the religion, on the basis of the gender. The state should give equality, equal rights, equal protections to each and every people. The state shall not impose any religious taxes on us, right? So these are the restriction on the powers of the government. Now let's see the next question. Why is it said that the directive principles and fundamental rights are two sides of the same coin? Directive principles of state policy and fundamental rights are two sides of the same coin. Due to fundamental rights, citizens get the most needed liberty, right? Why it is two sides of the same coin, children? Because fundamental rights give us the liberty, whereas directive principles of the state policy, it create an atmosphere conducive for the growth of democracy. For the growth of democracy, what is the duty of the directive principle? To create an atmosphere conducive. So that's why, children, both are said as same side of the same coin. Okay. Now children, with this we have completed this chapter. So once again, go through this chapter for better understanding. Okay. Stay safe and keep learning. Thank you.